Hey everybody, I'm John Granato. You can hear me mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. That's Josh Jordan. He's on Moneyline Sunday mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. He's also the editor of SportsMapHouston.com. Press subscribe right now if you haven't yet so that you get all of our content right here. Latest buzz around the Astros. Michael Schwab's interview with Alex Bregman. We had him on the show, talk about it. We heard Alex Bregman say if he could play shortstop. Actually, he's working out. Don't know that the team has asked him to work out at shortstop, but he is doing it, and he feels like he can play shortstop at an all-star level. If Correa departs, what do you think about Breggy moving to short?
I like the idea if everything is true that Bregman said. He said that he's back to being athletically able to be a shortstop again. He said, earlier in his career, 2018, 2019, he was a shortstop playing third base. And he said last year, because of the injuries, he was physically a third baseman. But he believes all the soft tissue stuff is behind him. They think they know what was causing it so they can avoid it going forward. And if Bregman's able to do it, and it sounds like he kind of wants to do it, but he doesn't want to come out and say it. He also said, too, he'd rather have Correa back, but that's out of his control. That's up, to the Astros. So I kind of like the idea. And, he said he could be back to being the 2018-2019 Bregman. Well, remember, the 2019 Bregman played like 65 games at shortstop because Correa was hurt. So this is something he's done before, and I like the idea.
Interesting. We'll talk more about that on the other side. But first, I want to talk about cold, clean, crisp, refreshing Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. It's what you should have in your hand while you're watching videos on YouTube, I think. I don't know. If I was watching a YouTube video right now of this, I would have a cold, clean, crisp, refreshing Coors Light in my hand because, well, why not? It's better than not having a cold, clean, crisp, refreshing Coors Light in my hand. That's just me, but I hope it's you too. If you haven't tried Coors Light, try it now. If you are sick of your beer, it's not refreshing, go with ours, Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And you talk about that 65 games and not wanting to say it. I get it, because here's the deal. He did play. He can play. He's working out to play. But if they get a shortstop, maybe he doesn't want it to feel like, okay, there's some kind of competition, or he doesn't want, the organization to feel bad, or he feels bad, or anything like that. I think he's going about it the right way. But maybe there's a better third baseman out there than there is left on the shortstop market right now. So the club could have some options there. And so maybe Bregman is giving them some more options, which I feel is really good for the organization.
I agree 100%. I mean, you could obviously play Diaz at third base if you put Bregman at short. Free agency, to your point, maybe they could go find somebody to play third base. And it's nice to have a great hitter at shortstop, right? That's where you maximize value. And that's what was so great about having Correa there. And we remember the years with Adam Everett at shortstop where it was just a black hole for, in your batting order at shortstop. That's tremendous value having one of your best hitters play that position. And I think Bregman's a guy, he takes pride in playing the most demanding defensive position on the field. I think 100% he'd rather have Correa back. But if that's not the case, yeah, he wants to give the team options. And I'm all for it. It's all about the health, though. He's got to show that he's that athlete again, and he's explosive, and he can still play the position.
Well, and he also said that you're going to see him with a chip on his shoulder again, which is something we haven't seen him since he carried the bat to first base against the Nationals in the 2019 World Series. I mean, we really haven't seen Bregman be that Bregman guy with that attitude, that chip, that guy that, screw everybody else, I'm going to get this done. We got to see that Bregman again, and maybe moving to short would maybe that would give him some of that again. Hey, I'm going to prove to everybody I'm the best shortstop in the game. We don't need Carlos Correa here anymore.
No, I'm with you. I'm going to be very curious to see how this plays out, because James Click was asked about the possibility of moving Bregman to short, and he said he didn't think it was very likely. But it didn't mean he totally shut the door on it, though. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting offseason, man. I'm looking forward to it. But I like the attitude from Bregman. I like hearing that, the kid's going to be back, that swag's going to be back. I think that's part of Bregman's success. And remember, we had that conversation about let's have a real talk about Bregman. You and I did a few weeks ago, and you brought up the Peter Gammons interview about how they didn't see that confidence in Bregman anymore. And if that would return, I think we're going to see that this year.
Yeah, part of that was the hand, too. The hamstring and the hand, both which were hurting him, and he says he's good. So hopefully we see that 2017-18 Bregman back again.